So, good morning, children. We are going to discuss about this chapter number 8, Unit 3, Microbes in Human Welfare. This topic is very small topic and very common things have been discussed. So, side by side with the molecular genetics, I will be discussing this topic also. And we know that different types of microorganisms which are present, they are called microbes also. Examples: bacteria, virus, algae, bacteria, fungi, algae, protozoa, viroids, prions. These are considered as the major components of the biological system on Earth. Microbes mainly. The microorganisms are beneficial and we are benefited by them also. Microbes are present in everywhere. Microbes, bacteria such as bacteria and fungi, can be grown on artificial medium so that we can get the colonies, and from where we can get their products which we are using in nowadays in our day-to-day life. So now first part we will be discussing, which is called microbes in household products. In everyday life, microbes and their products are used in the preparation of idli, dosa, cheese, curd, yogurt, dough, bread, vinegar, etc. These are the products we are getting produced by the activity of bacteria. Bacteria like Lactobacillus acidophilus, Lactobacillus lactis, and Streptococcus lactis, they are commonly called the LAB, lactic acid bacteria, are probiotics. Already we know the probiotics, that means they are products they provide the health benefits when we are consuming them. We are getting benefits from the health aspect. So those organisms are called the probiotics, and which check the growth of the pathogenic microbes. Pathogenic microbes means they are causing different types of diseases in the stomach and other parts of the digestive system. Because of the presence of this lactobacillus or lab bacteria in our intestine and stomach, other microorganisms cannot affect, so that we are often not suffering from stomach upset. The lab bacteria grows in milk and convert it into curd, thereby digesting the milk easily. Thereby digesting the milk protein is called the casein. A small amount of curd added to a fresh milk as a starter or inoculum and contains millions of. How can we make the curd? A small amount of curd, when we are adding it in the fresh milk as inoculum, contains millions of lactobacterium, which under suitable condition, not very cold or very high temperature, they more or less 40 degrees Celsius temperature, they multiply fast and the milk will be converted into curd. Milk is converted into curd. Then curd is more nutritious than milk as it contains a number of organic acids and vitamins. That is the reason milk digestion of curd is very easier than that of the milk, because it contains the proteins, one thing, and then organic acids and vitamins. Now inside the box, probiotics and prebiotics difference, very important inside the box also to be studied. Prebiotics are the compounds in food that induce the growth or activity of the beneficial microorganisms. So where the microorganisms are growing, that means in food materials, where the growth of the microorganisms will be taking place very fast, those substances are called the prebiotics. And probiotics, the microorganisms are produced, the substances. Probiotics are live microorganisms intended to provide health benefits when consumed. That means probiotics are the products which are produced by the microorganisms and they are helpful for our growth, for our for our benefit. Those bacteria are called the probiotics, and the food prebiotics are the substances which are used for the growth of the microorganisms. They are called the prebiotics. Now, yogurt. is produced. We know the common term, produced by bacterial fermentation. Only those products and few microorganisms name. Yogurt is produced by bacterial fermentation of milk, and lactic acid is produced as a byproduct. Microorganisms, what are the names of the microorganisms are responsible for formation of yogurt? The Streptococcus thermophilus, Lactobacillus bulgaricus coagulate the milk protein, which is called the casein, and convert the lactose in the milk into lactic acid. So coagulating milk proteins will be coagulated, will be clotted together to form the curd or yogurt. And the milk is, in the milk, lactose is the sugar is present, that will be converted into lactic acid. So slight sour taste also will be getting in the yogurt. The flavor of in yogurt is due to acetaldehyde. So one more question. What is the flavor in yogurt? What is the chemical present in the yogurt to give the specific flavor? That is acetaldehyde. Now cheese. Cheese is a dairy product produced in a wide range of flavors, textures, and is formed by coagulation of the milk protein casein. During cheese production, milk is usually acidified and the enzyme rennet is added to cause the coagulation. The solids are separated and pressed to form the cheese. So cheese production also takes place. Cheese is also considered as a dairy product produced with a wide range of flavors, textures, and is formed by coagulation of the milk protein which is present in the milk, that is called casein. During cheese production, milk is usually acidified and the enzyme, what is the enzyme is needed? The enzyme is called the rennet, is added to cause the coagulation. The solids are separated and pressed to form the cheese. Most cheese are made with the starter bacteria. What are the names of the bacteria? The Lactococcus, Lactobacillus, and Streptococcus. The next, paneer, cottage cheese, is fresh cheese common in South Asia, especially in India. It is made by curdling milk. Milk will be made to curd with lemon juice, vinegar, and other edible acids. Large holes in the Swiss cheese is due to the production of large amount of carbon dioxide by the bacterium. That the name of the bacterium is Propionibacterium sermanii. Propionibacterium sermanii. The dough used in the preparation of bread, the idlis and dosas are fermented by the bacteria. Name of that bacteria is Leuconostoc mesenteroides. Whereas dough used in bread making is fermented by Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is called the baker's yeast. Baker's, the word has come from baking, bake, that is a roasting word, baking. So dough used in preparation of idli is fermented by the bacterium Leuconostoc mesenteroides, and the dough used for making the bread is fermented by the fungi Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is called the baker's yeast. So it is bacteria. Idli and dosa dough is used caused by the bacteria, but the bread making dough is prepared by the fungi, unicellular fungi, that is called yeast, Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Fermentation of glucose mainly forms the ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide, which is responsible for the leavening of the dough, softening of the dough. When softened dough is baked, both carbon dioxide and ethyl alcohol evaporate, making the bread porous and soft. Now, single cell protein already we have discussed in botany also. Single cell protein refers to the edible unicellular microorganisms. Unicellular microorganisms, not only the algae, certain fungi is also there, algae is also there, So that, and some bacteria is also alkali genes. All these things we have discussed in botany. So single cell protein refers to the edible unicellular microorganisms like spirulina. It is an unicellular algae. Protein extracts from pure or mixed cultures of algae, yeasts, fungi or bacteria may be used as ingredient of what? Of food, or as a substitute for protein rich food, and is, or substitute means instead of using other protein sources we can use these organisms as a source of protein, and is suitable for human consumption or as animal feed. Now, microbes in industrial products. Microbes are used to synthesize a number of products valuable to human beings. Microbes are used. Products like beverages. What are the products we are getting from microorganisms? Microbes underlined there. Beverages, antibiotics, organic acids, amino acids, vitamins, biofuels, single-cell protein, enzymes, steroids, vaccines, pharmaceutical drugs, etc. are produced in industries. Production on a large scale require growing microbes in large vessel. Already in botany also we have discussed that is called biofermenter. It is also called the bioreactor. Fermenter also called the bioreactor. A fermenter, a bioreactor is a closed vessel where the optimum environmental condition will be given for the normal growth of the organisms. That is called bioreactor. Already had been discussed. Closed vessel with adequate arrangement for aeration, agitation, temperature, pH control and drain or overflow vent container to remove the waste biomass of the cultured microorganisms along with them. So optimum condition will be given for suitable growth of the microorganisms in this large vessel, which is called the fermenter or bioreactor. Now, antibiotic production. Antibiotics are chemical substances produced by microorganisms. Underline there, what do you mean by antibiotics? Are nothing but the chemical substances produced by microorganisms which can kill or retard or prevent the growth of other disease-causing pathogens or microbes, even in low concentration. The literal meaning of antibiotic is called the against life. Antibiotics are used to treat diseases such as plague, meningitis, diphtheria, syphilis, leprosy, tuberculosis. Selman Waxman, underline one mark question, discovered streptomycin, name of the antibiotic, and was the first to use the term antibiotic. So who used the term first? Antibiotic. No, Selman Waxman. And he discovered the antibiotic streptomycin, which is extracted from Streptomyces gracias. While working on Staphylococcus bacteria, Alexander Fleming, he discovered the penicillin. Suddenly, that is called a wonder drug. Observed a green mold growing in one of his unwashed culture plate. Culture plate had been kept for washing. In that area, he found out that certain green molds, green color patches are there, around which Staphylococcus could not grow. So that what he came to the conclusion, this mold is producing certain chemical substances which are not allowing the Streptococcus bacteria to grow. He found that it was due to the chemical, that one I told, produced by this green mold, and he named as penicillin, which was the first antibiotic discovered by Alexander Fleming in 1926. Penicillin is produced from the fungi underlying the Penicillium chrysogenum and Penicillium notatum. These two species of Penicillium fungi, we are getting the antibiotic penicillin. It is bactericidal. What do you mean by bactericidal? Now, this antibiotic can kill the bacteria. Antibiotics that kill bacteria and bactericidal action. Two words are there, bactericidal and bacteriostatic, that will come afterwards. Now, here bactericidal in action and inhibits the synthesis of how the bacterial cells will be killed. Now, this antibiotic will not allow the bacterial cell to develop the cell wall. So only nuclear division will be taking place. Cytoplasm division also will be taking place, but there is no cell wall formation. So that is the action of this penicillin on the bacterial cell, so the bacteria can be killed. Penicillin is also referred to as queen of drug, and its full potential as an effective antibiotic was established much later by these scientists, Ernest Chain and Howard Florey. Because of that reason, they were awarded, all these three together, Fleming, then Ernest Chain and Howard Florey, they were awarded the Nobel Prize in 1945 for the discovery of penicillin. So till here, children, thank you.